Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
This administration is doing everything in its power to undermine our values on the sanctity of human life and the family and morality. I am Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel. Joining me is Matt Barber, vice president of Liberty Counsel Action. Matt, this is a 4-year stretch that our people around the country that believe in America, believe in the sanctity of human life, and believe in morality and marriage need to fight and not give up, not get weary. I believe we need to stay the course and stay in the battle. You know, recently the Obama administration came out with this modification to the HHS mandate, trying to placate certain objectors, including us, that say, well, we're not going to force you to fund abortion. But it's somewhat smoke and mirrors, frankly. And the Catholic bishops have recently come out to reject this Obamacare new proposed modification.
Well, you know, President Obama comes from Chicago. This is a Chicago-style shell game. I'm not surprised that he's playing it. He's just passing the buck. The Catholic and Christian organizations and certainly businesses, they're not exempt from this, like Hobby Lobby and others. But even a Christian organization or a Catholic organization like Catholic Charities would just shuffle the funds. They say the insurer would cover for abortifacients and sterilization and so forth, and that the Catholic organization would be off the hook. But then the insurer is just going to increase the charges. It's nonsense, and the Catholic bishops have rejected it. It's somewhat of a shell
game. Yeah, the Catholic bishops, the Catholic Conference of Bishops have come out and they've rejected it. Yeah. They say the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops say that while it might have helped some, it really is a shell game at the very end. It looks like it helps on the surface, but it really doesn't. So, for example, if you are a religious employer and you have an insurance company that provides your insurance, the Obama administration has certain criteria that expands who those people would be eligible for an exemption. But it says that while the religious employer would not have to cover the abortifacient drugs, IUDs, which are abortifacients, contraception, or sterilization, that the insurance company will have to do that. Now, you think, okay, is the insurance company just this altruistic, endless source of funds like the federal government is? And
does the federal government even have the authority to tell the insurance company that they have to do
Well,
this?
They're saying that the insurance company will have to cover it, so this insurance company is going to have to spend money.
Yeah.
Now, where are they going to get the money? They can't print it like the United States government does, so they're going to have to come up with money from their reserves. Now, where are they getting the money in the first place? They're getting the money by premiums that they're charging you as the religious employer. And now, if they're having to pay more, what are they going to do? They're going to pass it back to you as the religious employer and increase your premiums. So who's really paying for this? It's the religious employer.
Exactly. So the religious employer, inherent within the sincerely held biblical beliefs of Catholicism, of Protestants, of Christianity in general, is that it's murder to take a human life, and that you are complicit in abortion homicide if you are providing in any way, directly or indirectly, abortifacients from your organization. So the Obama administration is saying you will have blood on your hands, and we demand it unilaterally, arbitrarily, and that is a hallmark of this Obama administration. And he's not even trying to hide it anymore. If you bring it up to a 30,000-foot level, Matt, this president has the "We Can't Wait" campaign, where King Obama is unilaterally ruling by executive order. He just said it. I'm going to go around Congress and just do what I want to do in violation of the Constitution. It doesn't matter. This is just one example of that.
Well, and they also say this too for like a self-insured that has a third-party administrator. Third-party administrator has to pay. The problem is that what we see happening from this Obama administration is a radical commitment to death, to abortion. And not only is this administration wanting to appoint everyone across the board that it appoints at every level that have a pro-abortion ideology, but they also want to force every American to participate in funding abortion. Yeah. That's just unseemly. It's unconscionable that you would. It's no different than the Corkins guy who went into the Family Research Council. He wanted to kill people who believed in marriage and morality, who didn't believe that homosexuality was right, and they wanted to rub the Chick-fil-A sandwiches in your face. This administration is rubbing the aborted babies in the face of every single American and every religious employer. And it's not just the religious employers, it's employees that will be affected as well.
It's sickening and it's evil, Matt, and it's it's biblical. It's very, very spiritual. We have a culture of death clashing with a culture of life. We have darkness and lies clashing with truth and life. And I hope and pray, for instance, that the Catholic bishops and others, I know we're going to stand firm, even if up into and including civil disobedience is necessary. I will not fund abortion. I know you will not either. Liberty Counsel will not take part in that. And the Obama administration,
Catholic bishops have already said that's a line they can't cross.
They said they will not comply with this unjust law.
That's right. And now you move over beyond this to something else that just happened with the military. The military, Defense Secretary Leon Panetta, is actually cutting salaries of our soldiers and now is going to extend same-sex benefits to same-sex partners of military members. This is coming from President Obama. The policy change would come in about 16 months, they say, after the Pentagon repealed its ban on homosexuality in the military, which is absurd anyway. I mean, you put homosexuals in a foxhole, put them on a sub, and they're underwater for 6 months. They don't surface. Some of those nuclear-powered subs go under, and they're under sea for 4 to 6 months. They never come up to see the surface in tight, cramped quarters. You want somebody in your bunk that has a sexual attraction to you. You had an experience like that when you were in the service.
When I was in basic training, there was a young man who was making unwanted, actually molesting young men as they slept in the barracks, and it came to light he was a homosexual. They did a detailed investigation. It took 2 weeks. You want to talk about affecting troop morale and unit cohesion. It fell to pieces. He ended up getting booted under the Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Well, under the, actually that was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but under the law that said you can't have practicing homosexuality within the ranks of the armed services.
And that goes all the way back to George Washington.
Yeah.
George Washington marched out of the camp somebody who was homosexual. And now what we have here is that this Obama administration is forcing this into the military. And so if you want to be promoted, you're going to have to toe the line on this issue. And anyone who doesn't will not get promoted. They will be disciplined. So this is kind of like the forced incubator of social experimentation to remove social mores from human sexuality and infuse same-sex attractions and same-sex activity.
Well, they said lifting Don't Ask, Don't Tell will have no effect on the military, even though there's still DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act, the law that says that for purposes of the federal government, we do not recognize this ridiculous notion of same-sex marriage. Here you have the Obama administration saying, forget the law, I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. And so for those who said it would have no effect, here we have Leon Panetta cutting the pay of our hardworking troops and instead
changing the money that they're
shifting money to
pay for people who are not in the
not
military,
even married.
And they're not married, but they're partners. They're same-sex partners.
And that discriminates against heterosexual couples because that only applies to same-sex couples. Yeah. What about the heterosexual boyfriend-girlfriend that aren't married? They're the equivalent from that standpoint of the homosexual couple. So now they're being discriminated against. Only the homosexual couples who aren't married are getting partnership benefits. Who's discriminating?
This president is treating our military with disdain. He is trying to dismantle it, shrink it. He's wanting to literally put America at risk by these policies. That's, in fact, what will happen to bring this kind of homosexuality into the military, to shrink the soldiers' pay, to decrease the size of the military, ultimately puts America at risk. Liberty Counsel is fighting on the front line to advance life, liberty, and family. I encourage you, rather than get discouraged over what's happening in this country, to get involved and get engaged. Go to Liberty Counsel's website, lc.org. Sign up for our Grassroots Action email. It's right there on the front page. We have over 500,000 people that are activists. And when we send them an email, they make a difference. They were very instrumental in the Boy Scouts' decision to defer the vote and many other situations as well. Sign up for the Grassroots Action email. Remember Liberty Counsel in your prayers and your regular financial support. Liberty Counsel is a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization. Go to Liberty Counsel. Join us in this cause for liberty.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.